David Coulthard bites back at Max Verstappen claims with bizarre Tesco analogy. David Coulthard used a strange Tesco analogy to illustrate his point while discussing perceived media bias in Formula One. The topic has been hotly debated in recent weeks following comments made by Max Verstappen after coming in for criticism. After his aggressive driving at the Mexican Grand Prix was questioned by Damon Hill and Johnny Herbert, the Dutchman singled him out for perceived bias and said he paid no attention to those individuals. A week later, Verstappen rose from 17th on the grid to win the Brazilian Grand Prix and spoke about the lack of British media in his press conference, suggesting they were only interested in reporting negative stories about him. Coulthard was quizzed on the topic of media bias at the Red Bull showrun in Ireland and made it clear that he did not support any particular driver. The people that are normally talking about bias are the ones who are hearing praise for their not favorite driver. I get it, he told Planet F1. I don't decide who wins races. I really don't care who wins the race in as much, just entertain me. Show me brilliance. Lewis Hamilton, at his brilliant best. You go. Ladies and gentlemen, there are very little words needed to be put to that picture. You've just witnessed something special. Charles, Leclerc, or Max, or whoever it is. Coulthard used a bizarre analogy as he compared the situation to the ongoing row on the Scottish island of Lewis, where locals are protesting Tesco's plans to stay open on Sundays. I watched a thing on the news this morning about Lewis, the Scottish island, and, today, Tesco is opening on a Sunday on one of these small Scottish islands, he explained. There are only 7,000 people on the island and they got 3,000 signatures complaining about Tesco opening. They went round to people being interviewed, and some people are going, I'm not bothered. You know, if people want to go to Tesco on a Sunday, they can. Then there was a couple who'd moved there 4 years ago from Yorkshire, and she was like, I'm really angry about it because we moved here because this island is quiet and we don't want the noise of a Tesco being open. So the minority, very often, are P***** D off by the majority's indifference, or whatever. You may be predisposed to liking carrots and not onions, and if someone puts onions on the table and you're like, oh, I don't like them, suffer in silence. The people who like onions, let them have them on the table.